Hey everyone, it's Jim
And Charles
from Melatonin Amps, and in this episode we're going to get a lot of resistors on. Now, caution everyone, there are a couple of resistor values that are very close to each other. So we've got we've got a 220R and a 220K. And we've got a 470R and a 470K. So there's a huge difference between 470 ohms and 470,000 ohms. And it's going to be really easy to mix up the values. So, like always, even though I've already sorted the resistors and have already used the ohm meter to get them into my little sorting tray and mark the sorting tray, I'm actually going to check each and every single resistor as I install them on the board. So your ohm meter is your friend. Any resistor that's over a watt, so that's 2 watts, 3 watts, I'm going to use a little thicker spacer. These are fully a 1/16 of an inch or 1.5 millimeters thick. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just the size I like to use. And this is where your bomb is your friend. So pay particular attention. Have a look here at over here is the 470R and the 470K. So, and in fact, one of them goes on R8 and one goes on R9.
And this is such a big problem that we actually put a warning on the board about it.
And the same problem happens with the 220R. So we've got 220R and R5, and over on R13, that's a 220R again. And see how easy it is to mess this up? And 220K quarter watts, they're going to be harder to mistake because it's such a small pad. So, and let me just turn the board around so that you can see it in the right orientation. And you can see Charles put this warning right on here. These resistors on both sides are the same values, but they're not in the same slot. And that's because the tube geometry is not symmetrical. So we couldn't...
Even though the positionings are mirrored, we couldn't keep the exact same resistors in the same spots.
Yeah, so pay particular attention to that. It's going to be really easy to mix up an R8 and an R9. If you look over here, we've got 2 R9s in the middle, and the R8s are down here. So, yeah, so
just be careful with each resistor. Just like the rest of them, check them one at a time as you're putting them in, and do one resistor at a time. Don't do a whole bunch and then solder them in.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to actually start. Let me turn the board over. Where am I going to start? I'm going to start over here in the power supply. And because I like to space things off, I'm actually going to start over here, not at 1, but at 3. So I'm going to start with R3s, and then I'm going to work my way out. So I'll get these 2 R3s on, and then I'll get R1 and 2 on, and then I'll go over here and do the R4s. Something like that. Just work your way logically. Pay attention to where the resistor is relative to the next resistor. So you don't want to end up getting jammed so you can't get in there and get it soldered in neatly. These are a lot easier because I'm just going to put my narrow... Actually, these go tight to the board, so I don't have to space them off, so they're nice and easy. All the small stuff, 1 watt and below, I don't space off the board. They're just not handling any power. There's no need to do that. Okay, I'm going to get started, and I'll drop back in and show you how things are going. Okay, you can see how I'm working my way from the center out and how I'm continuing to space off these higher wattage resistors. Well, 2 and 3 watt resistors aren't really high watt, but yeah, they are handling a little bit more heat than the smaller resistors. And just take your time and work your way logically around. And I'll see you back in a few minutes. And before I pull out all of my spacers, I'm on the other side of the board now, and I'm going to go ahead and solder the back side or top side of the pad, however you want to look at it. Just finish up with a really nice double-sided solder job. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Okay, carry on, everyone. Okay, so I've got all the power supply resistors in, and before I do these tricky rows here, I'm going to get these larger R10s in. There's 2 on this side, and there's 2 over here on this side. And then we'll get on to those smaller resistors. So I'll space out those R10s as well. Okay, I'll see you back in a minute. Okay, so now we're at the tricky spot. So I'm going to start with the R8s. And the R8s are 470Ks. Now, pay particular attention when you test these on your voltmeter and make sure you see the K ohm symbol. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we all have, at the core of our human brains, we have a lizard brain. And the lizard brain works very efficiently by guessing basically what is coming next. It allows us to move fluidly through our day without basically getting hung up like an old computer. But the problem is we might guess, when we see 470 on the meter, we might guess, oh, that's the 470 that I'm looking for. Well, it's probably the 470 ohm resistor. So yeah, so pay particular attention. Remember, the R8s and 9s are not symmetrically or mirrored across both sides of the board. And just do one set of 470Ks first, and then we'll get the 470Rs in R9. Okay, off to it, everyone. Okay, well, that was quite a job. So let's just take a look at things. Now, I'm going to show you the other side of the board as well, and there are some resistors on the other side of the board that I'm not going to put on until the RCA jacks are on. So R11s here, there's 4 of them. I'm just going to leave those off until these RCA jacks are installed, because we're going to be putting a lot of heat on the RCA jacks, and I don't really want to stress R11s. But other than that, all the resistors are on. When I did the little quarter watts here, I actually turned down my iron just a tiny little bit. You don't want to put too much heat on a quarter watt resistor. But that's it. So we're down to, I think we've got 4 resistors left to put in, and that's like half the components are on the board now. So well done, everyone. I think we're not half done, but we're certainly we're really moving along with good speed. So yeah. Okay, what's next?